Hello everyone, I'm Broughy1322 and welcome to episode 85 of the Choking Hazard podcast, the final one for 2023, the Christmas special, I guess you could say. This video is supported by YouTube ads. If you want to support me, please consider whitelisting my channel on your ad blocker if you use one. You'll never see a mid-roll ad in any of my videos. But I'm here with my usual co-host, as always, Sugar-Free Nos over there.
That's me. I'm here. I am here and alive.
RDT is down there.
What he said, yeah.
And Josh over in the corner.
Yeah, we were living...
And Hammer is in the booth, still alive, hopefully.
Well,
well, it's questionable.
Here, definitely alive, maybe.
So yeah, I mean, we're recording this on the 9th, which is the day before my 34th birthday. It's going to be going up on YouTube on the 11th, the day after my 34th birthday. So I thought I'd get that in early. I noticed that I haven't had any birthday presents for any of you.
I've been subscribed for like 80 months.
Oh yeah, here, hold on. I got you, bro. I
own a significant portion of your house.
So we're saying the subscriptions are my consistent birthday present. Is how it is.
Yeah, I basically pay to be on the podcast. We don't get anything out of this.
Here,
I raided you the other day.
Look, I'm resubscribing with Prime. I'm resubscribing with Prime right now. There.
I got you a nice Korean dinner, and
there you go, sir.
That's true. Okay, all right, fine. I'll let you all off.
Happy
but yes,
birthday.
There you Sugar-Free Nos subscribed for 74 months. Happy birthday. God damn.
There you go.
Well,
buddy.
it counts. I mean, it's a little early, but I'll accept it. So yeah, it's interesting that the last podcast, was it last month? It was the start of November, wasn't it? We didn't do one in October. We were talking about, GTA 6 leaks and trailers and how you shouldn't believe anything. And then literally the day after that podcast went up on YouTube, Rockstar announced that the GTA 6 trailer would be coming out in December.
So funny. So funny. Everyone was so mad.
No, I couldn't believe it. And now, as of the next podcast, we've seen it. It is in existence. First thoughts, everybody. What did you think?
To be honest, I think it looks amazing. I'm not going to try to downplay how great it looks and how excited I am. I just didn't, maybe because I'm older now, because it's been so long, I didn't get that same tingly feeling that I got from GTA 5 announcement. But that might have been just because I was, 12 years younger than I am now. But I am still super excited for it. It just didn't give me that same like kid before Christmas kind of feeling. But yeah.
I'm trying to think now. I didn't think about it, but maybe I share those feelings. I don't think I got that either,
I don't think we should focus on that too much because I feel like that just is like just speaking to our own like depression as adults.
Also, the last 12 years, 10 years of like GTA 5 wearing us down. I suppose it's not like when GTA 5 came out, we enjoyed GTA 4. We're done with it for a bit, and then then the excitement for the next one. So. I guess there's that.
I mean, maybe for you guys, I'm still on SA. This is pretty good for me.
Yeah, old man.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, that's a big graphical leap for you.
Yeah, there's a 4th. Yeah, no, I'm pretty hyped. Like, I just not like overwhelmingly hyped, like because I'm gonna have to play it on console first. It's gonna suck, and I hate that. But like the advancements, like the last time they had a full GTA game was on like 360 PS3 era.
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
They can upscale the graphics all they like. It's still like at its core a 360 game, right?
Yeah,
So like we're skipping like several generations of like video game technology here. Like I don't know. I hope it will still be like world-class leading game production like Red Dead Redemption 2 was. We'll have to see, but
I don't see how it couldn't be. I mean, we've talked about it before. I think the mainline games are usually pretty good. And I know a couple of people were saying, oh, this is just a trailer. These are probably cutscenes. But I think if you look back at the GTA 5 and even the Red Dead reveal trailers, the games look better than
that's
the
true.
Initial trailers.
I didn't notice that until I went back and watched the GTA 5 trailer, and I thought, oh, yeah, it actually gets better.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, to your point from the GQ interview, Bruff, if you haven't read that, go to British GQ and see Bruff talking about the game.
I tweeted about it. I did have an interview with British GQ about it. I was quoted quite a lot in that, actually. I was surprised how much
Yeah, you were the main star, but you were like, I don't know if when we go to the beach it'll be that dense. That could be the case as far as, day-to-day, minute-to-minute gameplay.
Yeah.
But I still think it's going to look as good as it does in the trailer.
Yeah.
The thing is, when I say that, I also think that I'm a little bit jaded or used to how GTA Online is, which is all a lot more dense, a lot less dense and population filled as the single player game. Because you go back into GTA 5 single player and it feels more like a full life like city in comparison to a GTA Online. So I was probably thinking a bit of that in my head as well.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on the trailer were just like, I mean, obviously you don't know exactly how the gameplay is going to be or whatever, but on display, it really felt like kind of a culmination of everything that Rockstar has learned throughout the development of GTA Online and then Red Dead Redemption 2, in terms of both technology and kind of more artistic style. Like the technology on display, in terms of graphical fidelity and other stuff was really impressive, in my opinion. Is from lighting to shading to shadows to reflections and mud textures, and reflections from on the mud from like even in just one of the first scenes, like with the reflections, how it's coming through a window, bouncing off of an orange jumpsuit, and then cascading orange light onto another object in the scene was just something like graphically. It seems like this is most likely going to be like a really special game.
Yeah, and the jiggle physics.
And the jiggle physics.
You can't figure that. Yeah. So
I was going to say, you like. I think it was the details that did it for me. Like the small details that you saw that were like this is such a step from anything we've seen before. To be honest, like not only just GTA, but in general with, like you say, the reflections, the jiggle physics, its truth, and the body models, the variety. It was all super impressive to see. I think when we see gameplay, that's when the excitement can build a little bit more. But as a first look, it's like, yeah, this is going to be excellent. It's going to be supreme.
I think the biggest graphical thing that I've seen in the trailer, other than density, like the city's density is absolutely nuts, but it's hard to know if that's like just because these are scripted scenes or not. But
yeah.
But the thing I've noticed, and the thing Digital Foundry didn't pick up on, is that, have you guys ever played Spider-Man? Like that?
The first one I did on PlayStation?
Yeah, on PlayStation.
The new version.
Yeah, when you climb up a side of a building and you can sort of see inside the building, but it's like not actually real. It's like a fake 3D effect. That's in this. It's at several points in the trailer. And I didn't see Digital Foundry mention this, but that's like when I saw that in Spider-Man, my brain instantly went to, I wish GTA had parallax textures in it. Like that adds like a lot of depth to all of these buildings. Because
they completely changed it for Spider-Man 2.
Did they? Well,
they made it. They made the technique even better.
Oh, sick! Yeah. But if you play GTA 5, if you like fly up to a building, it's just like they either have the curtains closed on the side or it's just a reflection outside you can't see in.
Do you have an example of where that I can
yeah,
show?
so at 32 seconds on Ocean Beach, if you look across the road, you can see inside a bit of the building.
Yeah, you can see a television in the window.
That's one instance. When I saw that, I was like, "Is that parallax? That parallax texture mapping, or is that just that building having an interior?" But also, you'd have to play it like super slow motion because I went frame by frame through this. But at where is it? I've gone ahead of it. At 18 seconds, the building it's like a perspective of you driving past a big white building.
Yeah.
I looked frame by frame and I looked for it. At the very bottom, you can see the lights inside the building and they rotate as the camera moves, which means it's a three-dimensional effect.
Ah, okay.
Oh, wow.
And
how do you go frame by frame on YouTube?
The dot and comma.
Oh, yeah, you can see the lights on the interior move as you move, as if they are the interior.
And I was wondering, is this just a street level effect, or is it just because it's that building's important? But even the tower bit, on the very bottom floor on the left, you can see a plant inside the window. Between
we need to get you guys on the Kennedy assassination, not analyzing the trailer. There's no way Lee Harvey Oswald could have taken that shot from 500 yards.
Oh wow, the book depository had parallax interior textures.
So the tower at the very bottom left bit of the tower, between the two balconies, there's a plant that pokes through the window and you can see it moves in three-dimensional space when the camera moves.
Yeah, there's also plants in this in the bottom tower as well that you drive past where the lights
are. Oh my god, is that a Carcano rifle in the
window? but yeah, so it looks like, to me, it's parallax mapping, so that'll be cool. I think that'll be a massive graphical update for the game. Just going around and seeing inside all these buildings will make such a big difference, I think.
Professional YouTuber of a decade just now learns how to seek frame by frame on YouTube. I already knew. I always forget which button it is.
Now that I see it, I did notice the lights in the window as I was watching, but I didn't even think about that effect. But the way that they do it in Spider-Man 2, as RBS pointed out, is instead of using parallax, it's all done with ray tracing now.
Oh, okay.
And that effect looks way more, and the TV in the window looks way more like what they're doing in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, okay.
It's a really, really clever technique because they can animate people inside the rooms as well in Spider-Man 2.
So okay, I wonder if that's the same effect, because on my stream, someone mentioned that in the window on this scene, you can see sort of through the window, and I'm guessing it's the same sort of effect. Unless it is, there might actually be interiors, but yeah, that would make a massive difference to the immersion of the city and the world itself.
Yeah, because it's a thing that it looks video gamey if you ever look at a wall or a building or anything. But this will help that a lot.
Going to Mark's question in chat about the parallax and ray tracing of the interiors, the way they explained it on Spider-Man 2 was they had several different room configurations set up off map that they would just beam into the different locations as you pass them. So that's how
pretty clever.
They made that work.
Oh yeah, the car mirrors as well. Yeah, using the ray tracing for the mirrors would be great. That's another thing.
Functioning vehicle mirrors would be really nice.
Yeah, that's another thing that always looks dumb in video games.
That's been a long time thing for everyone was expecting functioning vehicle mirrors for the expanded and enhanced editions on PS5, and I was thinking no, but like you say, GTA 5, we've gotten used to the game, but it is a decade old and 2 generations of hardware old. It was made for the 360. It's such a leap.
Man, I really should have went through here and actually analyzed this trailer before now. because now I'm just looking at the trailer in depth, and it's
now you see why we spent an hour on it each.
Yeah. Yeah, there are several times you can see the car mirrors ray tracing. Definitely it's definitely a thing. This looks cool. Yeah, Digital Foundry point out there's one bit where one mirror shows a car that is not on the screen, so it can't be like screen space reflections. It has to be ray tracing.
Huh.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about the cars?
I mean, I
Oh,
think they look
it's
amazing.
great.
They look a little too close to real life, I think.
Well, it's so exciting to see so many returning vehicles. You know, it's like it's you know, even if they bring back half of the vehicles from GTA 5, like you're looking at hundreds and hundreds of cars that you know are going to be like amazing, right?
It's interesting that you said that, because my initial thought on that was the opposite. Like, I was kind of disappointed to see that they were the same as GTA 5 cars.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
it was the same.
but at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, it's not like the. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know why they wouldn't reuse the cars, because it's not like there's that many more real life cars that they could add, like in terms of normal street traffic, I suppose. So,
I'm like that. All I'm saying is that was my initial thought when I first watched the trailer. Like, as time's gone on, I've thought it makes sense from like a consistency perspective as well, in the same universe, that the same cars would reappear. And they're going to have a lot more cars to choose from. Naturally, they're all going to be, better interiors and all sorts of stuff that's just for GTA 5, maybe better modding and stuff like that. If anything, we've probably been getting GTA 6 cars in GTA Online for a few years, and they've just backported them.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. It's like this leap between other GTA games hasn't, like, it's weird, right? They've been updating GTA 5 this entire time.
Yeah,
like
Ooh,
they've been making cars. I'm happy about this.
There's the new there's the Dominator. Okay, cool. See, I'm just looking through it at the moment.
I'm just happy there's a cheetah. That's all I care about.
And that's the most of what we were doing in the stream, to be honest, picking out all the cars. And it was just a surprise initially to see so many of them that we recognized. Because, I mean, the only experience we've had of this before, I suppose, really was GTA 4 to GTA 5, and or even San Andreas to GTA 4, and or even the previous 3D games from one to another. They're all so different. Like, the cars are, I mean, apart from one-off vehicles, but the Infernus in GTA 4 was similar to the Infernus in GTA 5, but it was also, it was a different model, completely done from scratch in a way. It's not just the GTA 4 version with a few updated aspects to it, whereas in the GTA 6 trailer, the cars look identical in terms of the models, but like you say, it's probably because those are the DLC vehicles that we've been getting that were just backported from GTA 6. Why do the work twice, I suppose?
I think the reason that it disappointed me in terms of seeing a lot of the cars that we'd seen before is, if you go back to that image of Ocean Beach, you can see the tailgater in the background, and like the tailgater is based on like Audi design cues from 10 years ago, and it's like, well, have they not just could they not have just done a bit of a refresh on it maybe? But it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's exactly the same model with maybe a bit more polygons,
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you have in the scene? You've got the Combat S2 Cabrio, the Cheetah, the Carbonizaire, the Coquette D8. There's a body and a, what is that, like an Akuma or something?
Yeah, and obviously that doesn't apply to things like the Cheetah Classic, because that's like based on a classic car that's design is iconic, But like the bog standard cars, you would expect them to have just and I know cars go on to have a long life and whatnot, but like in a scene like that where you've got all these brand new cars and like the Comet S2 Cabrio, which is based on a very recent 911, and like all these iconic cars, just to see a 10-year-old Audi putling down the street, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but you touched on it too. But to Bruff's point, you are going to have people driving cars for 10 years plus, and then maybe they will have a new tailgate. Yeah, I know, that's what I said. But then they might have like the new year model of the same tailgater. Don't they have an update?
We have that, the Tailgater S in GTA Online, yeah.
They're just going to have all of the cars, I think, from GTA 5 continue to live on in GTA 6, and then
that would
add
be nice.
more, which is nuts because there's already way too many cars. in
There
GTA
are.
5.
I'm not looking forward to testing if they're going to have just all the cars available again from the day one and just keep adding
I
more.
wouldn't be surprised. So get ready.
I need to. I want to talk about this because this was a common thing that was brought up in my live stream when we were talking about the cars. They could be placeholder cars, and I said there's no way they're going to have placeholder cars in a trailer like this. And then someone said, "Oh well, they had placeholder cars in the first GTA 5 trailer," and I was like, "Oh, did they? Oh, all right. Well, then maybe." And then when I actually looked at the GTA 5 trailer, and this is the reason I went back to look at it in the first place, it was one car, one police Stania that was the GTA 4 model, but it looks exactly the same in GTA 5, just a little bit of a different, so they've obviously, all they did was change a few, like I think the lights on the back, one on the GTA 4 version, there's like a yellow part, whereas on the GTA 5 version, it's clear. And people were saying, yeah, they had a GTA 4 Stania, but they never used that in GTA 5. And like, well, yeah, they've got the police cruiser as the main police vehicle, but there is still a police Stania in GTA 5, and it's still the same model, pretty much, just slightly updated. There's no way that this trailer has placeholder cars in. Maybe some of the models will get slight updates between now and, the release, but there's no placeholder cars. Like, come on.
Yeah. Man, speaking of cop cars, there's so many cool cop cars in this game. There's so many cool.
Yeah.
It's like they took cues from like all of the content creators that made like every car into a cop car, and they just put it in this game. It's like, cop gauntlet. That seems cool. It's
it's like we did
gauntlet.
A police cars random race one time on Project Homecoming because there's just so many police variants of regular cars, and it looks like they have
and it
done
looks
some
like
of that.
this is gonna be it's gonna be similar. I mean, you like just in this trailer alone, there's like a gauntlet. There's like an explorer analog, whatever that is. I can't remember. Like, there's so many cop cars.
Yeah.
All right,
and
come on.
it's a good point as well that like we haven't seen much of the game. Like, it's a 1 minute 30-second trailer. There's going to be so many more cars that we haven't seen, and probably a lot of new stuff that they're not just gonna throw out there in a way in the first trailer and spoil it for us. But yeah.
All right, come on. The view of like the keys or whatever on the bridge. We were like really high in the sky, and you can see like hundreds of cars. Come on, pick those out. What ones are those?
Hey, I picked out the Banshee from that actually because we saw it.
Where's the Banshee?
Yeah, the Banshee also appears earlier as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where does the Banshee?
And it looks exactly the same as it always has.
Wait, it's the one. It's the scene. It's this scene, right, that you're talking about.
Oh no! The one in daytime over the bridge, with like the skimmer flies past. Yeah, the keys at 35 seconds.
35 seconds.
Yeah, the Banshee's in the one.
The
where
Banshee was here.
Okay.
But then it was in later on, but you could see it more clearly. And it looks exactly like the Banshee that they gave away for GTA 5 as well, the blue and the white stripe.
White. Just like mine that I have at GTA Online. It's right there.
Okay, it's not having it. Yeah, I don't think I picked out any on that keys image from what I can remember. Picked out a few here. I thought the back end of this looked like an Italian GTO for whatever reason, but it was fun. It was fun seeing all the vehicles, all the different boats. I mean,
I see the dinghy in the water. Does that count? I can tell that that's the dinghy.
You guys think the freighter ships that are around, like they seem to be moving actually?
Yeah. I'll finally it loads as I go away from it.
And the blimp, there's a big old blimp too.
The blimp up there. Yeah. So people were saying after my stream that this is like a border control blimp or something that they use to
catch drug smugglers.
Yeah, for Cuba, I guess.
Yeah. Did you guys see my thoughts on the map? My video about the map?
No, I don't watch your content.
Wow. I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
But I mean, the map because we've got all the coordinates and stuff from the leaks for a lot of the things, so we can already have a decent idea of what the map's going to be like. But it looks like there's quite a lot of space over on the right-hand side of the map where it's just going to be water, but could very well also be, an island, like a Cuba-like thing. I hope that they do something like that. Like, it's almost like hoping that Cayo Perico was them testing the waters of that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do it. They did it in GTA 5. They did it in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
They'll do it here. At one point, we'll travel to a far-off island and probably might not actually be able to go there, maybe, but... They did it in San Andreas.
That's true.
Yeah, there's always that one area that you go to for one or two missions and never go back.
Yeah.
San Andreas had Mark's Bistro.
Yeah.
What did GTA 4 have that was like that? I don't know if GTA 4 had
Yankton
GTA
or whatever
4.
it was called. North Yankton, was that the
No,
beginning?
that was
GTA
GTA
5.
5.
Yeah.
Oh, GTA 4.
GTA 4 wasn't any fun, so they didn't allow you to do that
Yeah. It wasn't anything like that in GTA 4.
Yeah, I don't think they had one.
Okay. Yeah, he's the
Red Dead had Guarma, of course.
Yeah. Red Dead 1 had Mexico.
He's the latest version of the.
Well, Mexico.
the
What?
theorized
I mean,
map.
You could go to Mexico.
I mean,
though.
Mexico's a bit different, but it's still
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a map, all right. I love all
definitely a
the.
map.
So yeah, keep in mind all of the red is speculation.
Yeah.
Right? Looking at this, but everything that isn't red,
map.
Yeah, like
everything that isn't red is cool.
certainly over to the we pretty much know that Port Gellhorn's going to be over to the left hand side, and interestingly, like this section of the racetrack was in the leaks. I remember seeing this top down view, so they've been able to map that out, and like this is one corner of the racetrack. I remember, but for the rest of the racetrack, it looks like they've just done Sebring. it looks like Sebring to me, the layout. So that's speculation, but. Yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing what they give us map wise, and it's definitely going to be obviously a lot bigger and better. But you see what I mean by all the the blue. There's definitely space for something in there.
Did they call it on the map? Did they call it North Beach and South Beach? That's interesting. Because on the in the trailer, there's this is how in depth that I went with the trailers. There's a clip of the parasols outside one of the hotels, and it says Vice Beach rather than North Beach or South Beach.
They've got Vice Beach as well. I think they're assuming that Vice Beach is the whole thing, and then there's North Beach and South Beach. And then they're saying that Washington Beach is going to be even north of that because there's Washington Beach signs as well, I think. Or it might have been in the leaks,
Good.
not in the
Glad
trailer,
to see
but...
they were paying attention as much as I was.
And it'll be really interesting, at least for me, to play because I'm sure that there are going to be certain parts of this end game, like this game map, they're going to feel familiar to me. Given that I'm in Alabama, Florida's not really that different. So like a lot of the architecture and just kind of aesthetic is very. It feels like home. All of the crazy looking people as well. It just, So, what about the Tulip as the hero car? What do we think about the Tulip? Is that a good choice?
It is if it doesn't drive like it does in GTA 5.
Well, I mean, obviously, we're gonna hope that a lot of the cars don't drive like they do in GTA 5.
I mean, I like the car. Those kind of bad muscle cars that got released at the same time. The only reason that I think that they're bad is the way that they drive because of all the advanced flags. Like the actual cars themselves, I think are pretty cool. So it makes sense that they would have something like that as well. I think based on,
and I think it's a safe.
Start with.
I mean, I think it's a safe bet to say that, like, hey, this is one of their cars because it's in two scenes, both the liquor store robbery and the getaway.
Yeah.
And it just has it has a more detailed level of customization in terms of the bumper stickers.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty safe to say that this is going to be like one of your hero cars, at least for a period of the game.
And I think that makes sense from a narrative standpoint too. Just have a kind of a beat down old muscle car that these two robbers that are trying to build their criminal enterprise start out in. They're not going to be in an adder. Like,
oh man, I just noticed in the back of this scene, like an analog for an old 70s model Ford truck with a flatbed on it. Oh, it looks fantastic. This game is going to be good.
Did you see the is it dualies they're called? The dual wheel
Yeah, like a Ram 3500. Yeah.
It was see, my problem is that I don't know cars. Like, I know racing and I know GTA cars, but I don't know real cars. So when people say, "Oh, it's going to look like this car," and I'm like, I have no idea what that's going to look like. I don't know what.
Well, I mean, you're at a disadvantage because you don't like see these cars every day in traffic like I do.
I suppose.
Like every moment of my life, I'm surrounded by Ram 3500s. So it's like they're pretty easy to recognize.
I'll represent the motorcycle crew. There was a Batty in the trailer, guys.
Woo!
There was also a well, people were saying it was a Carbon RS in one of them, one of the trailers.
I thought I saw a bagger, but maybe I was not paying attention.
But yeah, I mean, like I was theorizing that we're probably going to start in this car, the Tulip, and be starting in Port Gellhorn, and either she's just got out of prison or she gets caught and is put in prison early in the game, and you can't really leave the Port Gellhorn area early in the game.
Come on. The prison's the tutorial area. Come on.
Yeah. Okay, so she starts in prison.
Yeah.
And then she uses the ankle bracelet that's in the image to allow you to go around Port Gellhorn as much as you want, but you can't leave there.
Do you think they're going back to that? Like back where you couldn't go to other parts of other islands from GTA 4 and stuff?
I think so, personally. That's my thoughts, that they will do that. I
think she's cutting that ankle bracelet off and you're on the run for the majority of the time. Yeah.
The prison could also be at the end of the... Yes, in the trailer, the very first one for the video game, they show ending parts of the game. Come on, chat. No! All of this will be the first, hour of gameplay or something.
To be honest, I liked the whole aspect of, the different islands being locked in the early GTA games, and you progressed through the map. Not to the extent as it did in, a GTA 3, where it was, first part of the game only in the first island, and then you unlock the second bit and then the third bit, whereas, I think I like that progression, that there is some locked off that you then unlock, but then the most of the game is done after you've unlocked everything.
Well, to your point, that could make sense, that theory that maybe Lucia is stuck in that area. But then as Jason, you can go off and do other stuff.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
So, because he's not in prison for all we know. And I think I'm on board with you, Josh. I don't think that's the end. Because if it's like any other GTA game and you're killing millions of people in every mission, you're not going to be with a guidance counselor asking, how did we get here?
Yeah, that's what I'm really hoping for is a more, I'm really hoping for kind of a more grounded, authentic experience, kind of like Red Dead 2 was, as opposed to, GTA 5 was just everyone sat around in an office and came up with action movie scenes and then pieced it all together with a terrible story. I like
hoping... GTA 5 less than GTA 4 in a way. I thought GTA 4 was a good one, story-wise and cohesiveness and realistic-wise. I quite liked it. It was missing things that we'd gotten used to from the previous GTA games, but I also hope that they kind of go back to a more realistic, proper story.
I absolutely hate GTA 5's story, even now. So
I don't hate it, but I don't think it's. I think it's the weakest of them all. So
I think it personally. I think it suffered a lot because they had to split between 3 characters.
Yeah,
and I liked all of the characters pretty much, but not focusing on one character is you have to break down a lot more of the story.
Yeah.
And although a lot of the missions happened with them together, the majority happened apart.
Yeah.
It was just a bit.
You kind of lost a bit of the depth of each character in a way.
I think it looks like obviously the two characters are a couple, so I think having them as a couple would make it so their storylines are a lot more interconnected.
Yeah.
So hopefully it like doesn't actually get like ridiculous. Like
it's
GTA
almost
5
going to be
did.
like the perfect evolution of that, like the perfect balance between a single character and three completely different characters having a couple who are going to spend most of their time together doing the same things anyway. It makes sense.
There's a reason why there haven't been many games like that, since GTA 5.
I can't remember the exact details, but I feel like I know this is a fact that they did have some stuff for character switching in San Andreas. So they've been like messing with this idea even before like 4. But
dude, I remember playing co-op. San
yeah,
Andreas.
it had co-op in as well, San Andreas, didn't it?
Yeah, co-op,
that was it. I remember playing that.
That was so much fun. Me and my boy, we were like 10 years old. Just
is this when we transitioned to the Rockstar and Obbe thing?
Yeah, I think that's a good segue.
Okay, let me do it. Look. Because I'll tell you why there's co-op in San Andreas, because Obbe told us it's because they gave up with the network, the internet version. GTA 3 had an online game mode that's in the code still that doesn't really work. They didn't have enough time to do anything for Vice City, so for San Andreas they gave up on the online and just added co-op instead. That's why it's in the game.
Interesting.
Yeah,
wow.
There you go. It was on his blog, which you could have read before. Take it away, Ruffy.
And who is this? You haven't given us any background yet on who this might be.
Yeah, I'm messing this up. Yeah, okay, you do it.
So how do you say his name? Obbe?
I have no idea.
Vermeij? Obbe? I don't know exactly. I mean, isn't he from the Netherlands or something? I can't say.
Yeah, well, we need a Dutch guy to tell us.
But the general story is that he is a ex Rockstar North developer.
No. He was the lead programmer on GTA 3, Vice City, and SA, and also 1 and 2. He was the lead. So
he wasn't
programmer.
an ex Rockstar North developer then.
What?
No,
Okay, no, but like it's more than that.
Yeah, I know.
Like Bill Gates was an engineer at Microsoft.
I actually didn't know that he was the lead guy.
Yeah. If you look at like SA credits, in the SA intro, he's like the first name that comes up.
Right, okay. This segment is going flawlessly.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. We had a good transition and we've ruined that and then ruined the segment itself.
Oh dear.
So he wrote a blog. When was it? November?
He started it way before that, I think.
Looking at the dates of some of these, it looks like early November. November 11th. November 7th. So early November. He started a blog of what life was like inside Rockstar North, working on GTA 3 up to GTA 4, I think, right?
Yes.
I don't know whether he got the chance to talk about GTA 4 itself, but he was planning to anyway. And it was really interesting. It was some really interesting blog posts talking about, for one example, why does the moon change size in those old GTA games?
Yeah, I'm looking at that now.
And it was because he had 4 artists at his desk asking him to change the size of the moon, and none of them could agree on what size it was, so he just quickly programmed it to change size and waited for them to come back to him with an agreement on which size it should be, and they never did. So it just was left in the game that you shoot at it and it changes size. Little bits like that, little insights into the game, also a bit more technical stuff, right, Josh? Of how some of the insides of the games were programmed and worked, like how the weather works and things.
There was a very, very cool little detail in one of the blog posts. So there's been a thing in San Andreas in speedrunning that's confused us for a while, and that some roads have like a trigger that when you enter them, it adds more air resistance to your car or bike or whatever, which essentially slows you down. And we're like, why the hell are these here on like some random roads? But in one of his blog posts, he mentions that was added because they were struggling with like the load time on the PS2. It wasn't loading, wasn't streaming the world enough. So on some roads where there's lots of geometry and you can go really fast on them, they slow you down. So like one is the San Fierro Bridge that goes from like the desert into San Fierro. That slows you down. The Strip in Los Venturas, you go slower on that because all the buildings it can't load. So like
it's crazy. Just
knowing why that stuff is there, like we already knew it was there, but knowing why it's there is like a thing we can only get from like a dev, right?
Yeah. So everyone was really kind of like excited about it and like, contacting him on Twitter saying, hey, thanks for posting this. This is really interesting. Everyone's having a good time reading these blog posts. And then a couple of days later, he has to take a lot of them down. To be fair, he didn't have to, but I think the exact wording was that a few of the old guard at Rockstar North had gotten in touch with him via an email via Take-Two, to let him know that they were a little bit unhappy with him posting all these blog posts because it was ruining the magic of Rockstar games by telling some stuff behind the scenes.
They're the ones that are ruining the magic by covering this stuff up.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. And so he decided, he made the decision to take them down, and he left up a few that were sort of inconsequential or just relating to him and his decisions on some things, but most of them he's removed. Thankfully, though, the Wayback Machine exists, so you can still read them all. And on the
Freedom of Information
Act, but
that's right.
People, I'm glad the Wayback Machine exists, but that's not the point. The point was that we don't have future ones.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah,
and English Ben, who's like a GTA speedrunner, he asked him for like an interview and stuff, and he was like, yeah, all right. So he was gonna like come talk to a bunch of speedrunners about stuff, because he mentioned speedrunning a bunch in his blog, so he obviously knows about it. But yeah, like, so that isn't happening now, so it's all the future stuff that we've lost. So
I'm guessing he won't do any interviews now at this point, talking about all this stuff. And
no, I think his exact words was he'll wait another decade, I guess.
I'll put the link in the chat, and for the video I'll put it in the description, in the interest of like, screw you Rockstar, we're reading them anyway, if you want to read them. But yeah, like you say, it's a shame that we don't have any future, because we could have, maybe he wanted to come on this podcast and talk about things that we might have been interested in. And it's the same story as the Rockstar Racing Team guy who was totally happy to come on. I mean, he's a current Rockstar North developer racing at the Nürburgring under the Rockstar banner, and he was totally happy to come on and talk about it and talk about GTA, but then Rockstar said no.
All right, so here's my conspiracy theory. Every time this has ever happened, right? So with this, then with the racing team, then they went to a bigger publication and did it, right? And then with the definitive edition, before that was announced and came out, they were taking down all the mods that made the GTA games better.
Yeah.
Are Rockstar going to write like a book or a film or something about the original development of the original trilogy? And they don't want all the juicy deets like out before they can release it?
Maybe.
Is that what's happening?
So Rockstar North documentary.
Yeah.
Netflix special.
They've done it before, right? Like, BBC
like every
had
single
a thing,
time they
didn't
take something down, it always seems like they've had a plan in action to make the most out of it for their own benefit instead.
Yeah, so maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know, but that's all I can hope, I guess.
I mean, it's the way that, I think this is the thing about GTA 6. When I was asked about that in that GQ interview about it, it's like the okay, sorry for mentioning it. It was a genuine question that it was asked, and that's where it was.
Ooh, Ruffy and Gentleman's Quarterly. Oh my god.
It's the past of the last 10 years of Rockstar that is the only thing that is holding back my excitement for the GTA 6 trailer at the moment. And I think that's what we were touching on at the very start, that we probably know it's going to be a fantastic game, and we know that the single player is going to be great, but there's so many unanswered questions of how the online's going to be, the monetization, and also Rockstar's own how they are with the community and things like that, because the last 10 years have shown us quite a lot of bad things. So But then those who haven't been around for the last 10 years, you can understand the excitement because they played GTA 5 10 years ago, maybe a bit of online, forgot about it, and then now it's the next one. So they don't know about all the things that Rockstar have done over the years. But hopefully, I mean, they seem to have opened up a little bit on Twitter now. Now that GTA 6 trailer's finally out there, they're making more posts and things. Maybe they'll start being a little bit more open to the community now.
I really like the way they handled the leak. They're like, it got leaked. Here it is. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, shame that we couldn't have more future posts from Obbe or Obbe.
I agree.
Are you tired, Nos?
Yeah. Again, I got 4 hours, so.
Speaking of future things, the DLC for GTA 5's coming in 3 days on Tuesday. 1 day when this goes up on YouTube. Yeah, no, you don't know about it, do you? Because Rockstar basically barely said anything about it.
It's what, for online?
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, it's coming out tomorrow.
No, in 1 day for the video viewers, for 3 days for us.
Okay. I was going to say, it's coming out on your birthday again.
Yeah. No, well,
and
every single DLC has always been the first Tuesday after my birthday. It's been really nice. It's like they know that my birthday is the 10th and like, oh, it's all right, Buffy. We'll let you have your birthday before you have to have a nightmare week. But yeah, Yusuf from GTA 4 is coming back.
Fun.
And gonna be, I think it's a new business of a salvage yard, and it seems to actually be Grand Theft Auto themed. Like, we're gonna be stealing cars in the DLC.
Who would have thought?
We haven't done that in several years since the
right?
vehicle warehouse.
Yeah, it's like import export, which is like 2016, I think.
Yes, it's like 20 years old. Like, I mean, it might as well be.
But I assume, I mean, they announced that it was going to be coming and a few small details about it, and then everything went to GTA 6 trailer. So I guess they just haven't. Maybe they'll probably release some extra information on Monday or something, saying, "Hey, tomorrow there's a new DLC and this is what's going to be in it." But it's understandable that they put everything towards GTA 6 trailer promotion. But so I assume that since some of it was a surprise to you guys, you don't know about the new garage that we're going to be getting in the new update.
No, we are not going to be getting it.
Yeah, we is a very it's not totally accurate.
I don't like your use of this inclusive term.
What's up with the garage?
They're adding a 100 space garage only for GTA Plus members.
Why you gotta tease me like that, bro? Not that I would buy it anyway, but
to be fair, they said GTA Plus members will have access to purchase, I think, 100 space garage. So I might be a guinea pig and for the first time ever actually buy GTA Plus for a month to buy the garage and then see what happens when I let it lapse at the end of the month.
Yes.
What happens when you let it lapse at the end of the month is that they released it for everyone by that point anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what'll happen.
But I mean, if it's just like I can have it for what I can buy GTA Plus for a month and then have 100 more car slots, then sure, I'll pay the $5. But like if it deletes your cars or it restricts access to your cars because your GTA Plus lapses,
you've got those cars there, but you let your subscription lapse, so you don't have access to your cars anymore. Give us money.
This is how.
What if it turns out that it's
virtual rent?
Yes. Like there's an example of this in video games, Pokemon Home, which is like the cloud storage for Pokemon between all the different Pokemon games. It works exactly that way. You have a limited number of slots. You can pay monthly to get more, and if you stop paying, your Pokemon are held ransom.
Yeah.
You're paying to get them back. Yeah.
If you're on PC or old gen, you're obviously not getting it. It's only for the platforms where GTA Plus is available, which is PS5.
Wait, does the garage not come? Oh yeah, you can't get GTA Plus at all on PC. Can you?
No.
Okay.
But you are getting the ability to buy cars from other people at the car meet, though, because they obviously removed the cars in the last update, but forgot that PC couldn't buy cars at the car meet from other people, so you had no way to get them. They're adding that for you.
I'll just have someone with a mod menu spawn in
Exile
instead.
Gamer said, "Watch it be just 10 car garages," and now I'm 100% certain that's what it'll be. It'll be like the new Eclipse Boulevard garage or whatever, where it was 50 spots, but it was 10 spots. They're gonna just do that, obviously, for this new 100 spot garage. But yeah, that's a GTA Plus special.
Plus,
Nice.
only the new consoles are getting wildlife in GTA 9.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, animals are
Only
coming.
the
yeah.
PlayStation 5 can handle the raw computing power needed to simulate a deer.
It's not like
GTA Online.
it's not like that I run over deers on every single Project Homecoming Gfred that we do. Yeah, so it's going to have. One of the good things they mentioned is that they're going to put in the interaction menu the ability to move cars around in your garages directly from the interaction menu. Is that only on new consoles as well?
I believe so.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
No more
I might be
driving from
wrong.
one garage to another to transfer cars around. But
That was half the fun. I used to do 8-hour streams just doing that.
it's not like on 8th Gear with 200 people who can maintain a rapid. Yeah. Only the new consoles can have animals. So yeah, we'll see what it's like. Obviously, we're not really going to get a chance to talk about it because we're doing the podcast before the DLC. But yeah, I'll be covering it, so we'll see what happens. I might just stream a showcase on the morning and see what it's all about. But I'll be getting the better version of it, I suppose, with me being on PS5 rather than pleb PC.
Right, yes.
Yes, right.
So the next thing on the list I didn't actually put on here, and I wasn't going to talk about it. So I'm curious who put it on.
I put it on. I
You
thought
put it
it
on?
might be
I
quite
think
fun
this
to
is
talk
very
about.
yeah, this is fun. I like
What are we
this
talking
topic.
about?
Okay.
Nobody's told me what the topic is. What is it?
I'll bring it up on the stream so people can watch it, I guess, before we talk about it. Here we go.
Oh no!
This is choke of the week.
This is like a Gfred or something.
Yes.
Man. I gotta try to work on it.
If you didn't hear that,
Oh no! This is like a Gfred or something, man. I gotta try to survive this.
that is Michael from GTA 5 fame, Ned Luke, the voice actor,
No.
the
Stop.
actor
Thank you.
for Michael.
Stephen Ogg will just appear from the bushes and just strangle you to death.
I'm saying that, well, basically name dropping Gfred.
Oh, really?
He knows
Yeah,
what Gfred
I
is.
didn't-
How
couldn't
does
hear
Ned
that.
Luke know what a Gfred is? How is this possible?
I mean, I can tell
does
you
this-
exactly how he knows what Gfred is.
Oh, okay. Well,
Have you
tell me.
spoken to him personally?
This is a podcast exclusive.
Are we getting Ned Luke on the damn?
And in comes Ned Luke from scene on Ruffy's camera.
This clip was shared on. I didn't expect this to be out. It was shared by RJ on the stream, and I played it not knowing what it was, and it was genuinely surprising that he mentioned it was. He mentioned Gfred on his stream. And supposedly it was lucky that RJ even saw it. He just happened to go into a stream, and the first thing Ned Luke mentions is Gfred, and he couldn't believe it. But I'll put it this way: it wasn't a surprise to me that he knows what Gfred is, because I might have explained it to him.
Really?
So I have been in touch with him over the last couple of weeks to try and get him on the Gfred Survival series, which is Gfred, but where I have different guests on, and we try to do a Gfred with planes flying down on our heads, trying to kill us. I had to reach out to him via Cameo. I sent him a DM on Cameo, which costs money every time you send a DM. And then he said to DM him the detail, like, because you can only put in like 200 characters or whatever on a cameo or DM. So he said he followed me on Twitter and said to send him a message with all the details, which I have done. But there's a good chance it doesn't happen. Like, he hasn't gotten back to me yet. He's probably going to need, some form of appearance fee. He's a big name celebrity. He showed interest in wanting to do it in the first place, but there's so many things. So there's so many reasons why it won't happen, and that's why I didn't really want to say anything.
I mean, I don't think it would be some kind of because I mean, I don't know. I don't want to believe that about him. That you know what I mean? Because like he seems like a pretty good like if he doesn't do it, it wouldn't be because he needs some kind of appearance fee. I would imagine.
No, he was just streaming.
He either doesn't want to, or he doesn't have to be sitting there streaming. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he just seems kind
true.
of passionate about the thing.
He's pretty open with the community, and he likes the GTA community, and that's why he's streaming, GTA 5 and stuff. So it's kind of fun to see him be doing that. But yeah, this is, I wasn't gonna say anything about it, and I was gonna keep it as quiet as possible. And then if it happened, I was just gonna put out the video as a big surprise. But then Ed Luke decided to mention Gfred on his stream, so that kind of ruined all that plan of that. And I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, he knows what it is, and he has an open invite, I guess you could say, to come on Gfred Survival. But
come on the podcast too, Ned. Why
he can
not,
come on the
Mr.
podcast
Luke?
as well, but I didn't want to push too much on him.
Come sit with us for an hour and a half.
Tell him he can leave whenever he wants. As soon as Nas starts talking about all his trucks, feel free to take a break.
So yeah, that's why he knows what Gfred is. But don't just forget it happened, because it might never happen. So don't get your hopes up that it's going to happen, but that is why.
My hopes are very high.
What do you mean? I'm going to go into his chat and ask him when he's going to do it.
Yeah.
That is another way to do it, I suppose, but I don't know if it's a good idea. It might make him sick.
Raid Ned Luke.
Yeah.
You wreck 1,000 INFs every day. This isn't one of them.
But yeah, I mean, it'll still be a surprise of a video if it does happen to the vast majority of people who don't watch the podcast and will watch a Gfred Survivor.
Yes, it'll be a big surprise to everyone. The 5 people that are here today.
So yeah, he has an open invitation. He has all the details, and he was at least interested to know more, because he followed me on Twitter so that I could send him the information about it, and he knows what it is because he must have looked it up to see what it is, because I could only put in my initial DM, I want to invite you onto my series Gfred Survivor. I couldn't even fit a link in there to a video or something. So he's obviously looked up what Gfred Survivor was on YouTube, maybe watched a bit of it, mentioned it on his stream. But like I said, there's hundreds of reasons why it might not happen. So don't get your hopes
the real
up.
question is he still following you on Twitter?
He is. Yeah, he is. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on that. If a month goes by. Yeah.
Hey, he might be more impressed now that you're in British GQ. He's like, oh, this guy's actually a real deal.
A real gentleman.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. But there you go. I think I thought about it for a while, and then eventually I just got to the point of like, if you don't ask, you don't get with stuff like this. Why not just reach out?
Yes,
there's a way to do it. Via cameo.
That has proved to be great for you so far.
Yeah. Yeah, just look at your wife. I mean,
fair point.
That's I'm sorry. Did you ever think, like, in a million years, when you started making GTA 5 videos, that you'd be in contact with the main character from GTA 5?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think that any of this would be happening. I didn't think that I would have a channel that would support me. I didn't think I would have a house or a wife that I found through streaming GTA 5. Like, there's so many things that you just have come from this that I would never.
You found the house in GTA 5?
What?
No, he can buy a house.
It's a safe house, bro.
Yeah. I can afford a house because of GTA 5 content. How much of an ego would you need to think that this would happen in 2013? Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. Yeah. I would find it hilarious if you got Mr. Boss on Gfred Survival. Don't think that's ever going to happen. I'm never going to do that. Even if he wanted to, he could beg me to come on Gfred Survival, and I'd be no thanks. The latest guest for Gfred Survival has that we have done it though. We did it on Thursday, so the next video is in the works. I'm not going to spoil who it is, but yeah, that's done. Nos.
Me.
I guess we're not talking about GTA anymore because you've got garage updates. This is where the viewers plummet.
Yeah, goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. I'm going to talk about me. Just like that Toby Keith song.
Okay. Here's what you do: you replace all the real life car names with GTA ones. Talk about your GTA Online garage.
Okay, got it. One of the first car I talk about, I can do that because it's a GTA. The second car, I cannot. Okay, so anyway, yeah. So GTA is cool. I like GTA. Don't okay. Me. We're talking about me. So anyway, so if you haven't been keeping up, which I don't blame you if you haven't, I have a girlfriend and a roommate. If you haven't kept up with this, and for the past couple months they have both been without a vehicle. So I updated y'all a while ago that Mavis had her '99 Ford Ranger. It began to die. It was having a bad time. The transmission was exiting the building. Cat in my camera. Is there a cat?
We walked one way and then walked the other way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably Hazel. Anyway, so the '99 Ranger was dying. The transmission was going. It was having a whole bunch of different issues, whatever. So it's time to get out of it. And then Cassandra, because of the situation, she was leaving to come be our roommate. Also didn't have a vehicle. So both of them didn't have a vehicle. Cassandra had no vehicle but money, which is significantly better than no vehicle, no money. So we had to find her a vehicle. She wanted to do something in cash just from an individual. So we've been looking on Facebook Marketplace for probably, I guess, 2 months now. And here I'll post a photo of the first car, Bruff, so you can show it.
So have you been basically helping them source a vehicle each, like?
Yes, precisely. So
because your initial message in Discord, to me it read something like I just bought my 2 wives vehicles.
No. So Cassandra bought her own vehicle. I've been helping her look. She's been doing most of the look on Facebook Marketplace, and she'll basically just like, "What is this?"
Right,
I'm
I see. Just checking it through.
Oh, that's good. Message them.
Nice.
But anyway, this is a 2005 Ford Crown Victoria P71 Police Interceptor.
That's the Stanier right there, brother.
Yeah, this is the Vapid Stanier.
And that's what was showing up all the time in the trailer, and people were saying to me in the comments and in the stream that like you see these all over the place in Florida or whatever, like ex-police cars and Crown Vics and stuff like that. So that's amazing that this is what you've got.
A lot of police departments still use Crown Vics. Some of their officers still have Crown Vics, like especially poorer like jurisdictions, But like I said, this is a 2005 Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. It's a one-owner car technically. A department on the Mississippi-Louisiana line had it, and it's got 155,000 miles on it, and it's in exceptional shape for its age. And these P71s get destroyed, obviously, by cops, but this thing's in pretty exceptional shape. Wheels on it in really good shape. Engine runs very smooth. Most things work as intended. The paintwork on it is acceptable. There's no like huge dents in it or anything like that. So I mean, it's a fair example, or I would say it's a pretty good example of one of these cars.
What do you got under the hood on one of those? V8 or something?
Yeah, it's Ford's 4.6 modular V8. So, I was actually one of the cars I was looking for, like in terms of like, oh well, what car would be good for say Mavis or maybe even Cassandra is I have always wanted a Panther body platform car. So that's Crown Victoria, Grand Marquis, Lincoln Town Car, something like that. The engines in them, the transmissions in them are incredibly reliable. Because we just wanted something that would last a while. So she found this. It looked like it was a good shape. We went and looked at it. She got it for $3,000, which isn't like, is that the most exceptional deal that's ever been had on a car? No, but I think it was a fair price for one in this type of shape. And I'm pretty happy with it, and she's pretty happy with her purchase too. And
you get to scare people on the road.
Oh yeah, people won't go around her. Like she is just a cop. Like we still need to get out there and clean it up and peel those stupid stickers off the side that aren't even like real stickers or anything.
Gotta put some lights on top, siren, all that good stuff.
No, do not do that. That's how you go to jail.
Interesting that two people separately in the chat said that they usually are made to the same key or something, so not very secure.
Well, I mean, no one steals cars where I'm from. That's just,
okay.
I mean, it's if they want to steal the car, they'll just get a rollback and come into your front yard and just roll it up on a rollback. But I mean, I'm happy with it. I like it a lot. The back seat is like rubberized, very uncomfortable, and the flooring is like rubberized. You could just hose it out with a hose pipe if you wanted.
This was a straight up police car.
Yes, this was a police car. Yeah, it's a police package. Yeah.
Can you even open the door from the back seat? Or
no, you cannot. You have to be let out from the outside. But I mean, all that is you just take the door panel off and reconnect the door handles. Because spotlight works, which is very cool. What else about it? And the rear gearing is different in these than the civilian cars. So the acceleration is actually quite potent for what it is, for how big and boaty of a car it is. It does get up and move. So I like it a lot. I think it was a good buy for her. I think it has the potential to last, maybe 60,000 more miles before something major comes up. And I mean, these Crown Vics, I mean, you see them very often run into the 300,000 mile range if you take care of them. So
nice.
And plus, it's not my car, but I've always wanted one, so I'm pretty jealous. And I get to drive it sometimes, so it just all kind of works out. But I like it. I think it's very cool.
Excellent, good find.
Yes. So the second vehicle, this is Mavis's vehicle, and I will post a photo of this. It's not a great photo, but it'll get the job done. So. And this one is interesting. Okay, so this is an interesting car.
What in the god? What is that? A Pontiac? Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So this is a hello, Mavis. Mavis is going to appear while I talk about the car.
The chat were requesting the cat. That's why she's appeared.
Okay. So this is a 2000 Pontiac Bonneville, but it's not just any Pontiac Bonneville. This is a 2000 Pontiac Bonneville SSEI. So in the 90s and early 2000s, Buicks and Pontiacs at the time came standard with a 3800 V6, so a 3.8 liter V6 engine that are just well known for being the most reliable engines that has ever existed, right? Like that's just what they are. You see Buick LeSabres well into the 300,000s very often. And it came in the more base model Pontiac Bonnevilles, and like I said, Buick Park Avenues, Buick LeSabres, stuff like that. The SSEI package, however, was the top trim model for the Pontiac Bonneville, and it came with not just the 3.8 liter V6. It was the supercharged 3.8 liter V6. So it has a supercharger on it from the factory. It makes like 240 horsepower. I don't know the torque numbers. I have no idea.
I mean, this thing looks like an Alabama Batmobile or something. Like,
yeah. Well, so the story with this car, I got it from a car lot in town, basically, nearby, and it was a one-owner car, and this car lot got it from an estate sale. This car has 55,000 miles on it.
What?
It spent its whole time essentially parked in an old man's garage until he died, and driven periodically, and then he died. So these are really uncommon cars. They're especially uncommon cars to see it with this low mileage. I tried my best to search for like comparable examples. All of them were like 150,000 miles, right? Or more. But it's a really like unique and special car.
I have a question, which is probably going to show exactly why I'm not a car guy. What is a supercharger? How is it different to a turbocharger? Like, what is the defining difference?
I'm not educated enough to really explain this well.
Okay,
but I know that it's not. So turbos are like exhaust driven in the way that it forces air into engine to make loud booms.
Yeah.
The supercharger's mechanical base, so it has like
they're saying belt driven
bearings and pulleys and stuff like that. So the performance of a supercharger will be different in that the extra power delivery will be, from my experience, more evenly spread throughout the power band of the car, whereas a turbo, you might get that boost of power kind of right at the end of like a rev range, right?
Okay.
So, but it's, like I said, it's a very unique car, and a very special one. And we didn't get the best deal in the history of car deals on it. So the price of the car was $8,900. After you add on like a dealer fee and taxes, it ended up being like, just short of $10,000. And then, we put $3,000 down plus traded the truck in for $1,000. So her total, Mavis's total, she financed like $5,800 for 3 years, and her payment's like $180 a month. And I co-signed with her, so she got a decent interest rate.
Nice.
But
this is my sign.
Is that more or less than your phone bill?
It's just a little more than my phone bill.
Just a little
car, yes.
Have you driven it as well?
That's my phone bill.
Yes, of course I've driven it quite a bit. So this car has a lot of features that modern cars have, but it just like because some of this was like cutting edge technology for GM at the time, right? So it's got, let's think about the most modern thing I think it has would be it has a heads up display in it. So if you have like a modern Civic or Accord or something like that will project your miles per hour and data onto the windshield while you're driving.
Mine does do that. I've been in cars like my buddy's BMW M5 that does that.
Yes, so your BMW, my Pontiac does that, sir.
When did you say this car was from?
2000.
Jesus.
What?
Wow.
What the hell?
Yes. 2000. So it has the heads-up display. It has a primitive infotainment system in the dash that will show you like if doors are open and stuff, and it'll also show you like your fuel economy, your instant fuel economy, your tire pressure, your battery volts. Like you can hit a button.
Wow.
There's also a button for no reason whatsoever because it's an American car. You can hit it, and it will swap over to kilometers per hour in all of the gauges. Even the speedometer, like you'll be going and it'll be 40 miles per hour. You hit the button, and the arrow goes over to where it would be in kilometers per hour instantaneously.
I thought you were going to say a gun drops down from the ceiling.
It's got dual zone climate. It's got memory seats, like it'll remember your seat position. You can set it to presets on the door panel. It like
I gotta get myself a friggin' Pontiac Bonneville.
but it, like I said, this thing was cutting edge for the time.
Yeah.
This was cutting edge, and to have one that's in this great a shape that presents so well with such low mileage is something really special. And like I said, these 3800 engines, even with the supercharger, the supercharged version came in other cars, namely the Buick Park Avenue Ultra also had the supercharged 3800. But these engines are well known for going into the 300,000 mile range. Everybody that I've ever seen that has a Buick LeSabre, I ask them, "Hey man, I like your old LeSabre. How many miles are on it?" "Oh, 240." Because it's just nothing to these engines. So to be able to have the opportunity to get into a car with one of these engines, such a special car that's going to hold its value, I guess, to a better degree than maybe a Buick LeSabre would. And like I said, having this engine have only 55,000 miles on it is something super
that's kind of
special.
crazy, yeah. Well,
So
nice finds.
Yeah, because I've been looking at this on this dealer's website for like 2 months.
Right.
And it's just been sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. And eventually I finally sat down and did the math. I was like, okay, we've got this much. I know we could go finance this car, so let's go do it.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Awesome.
I think that's my sign to go finance a Triumph Bonneville T120 because I've been looking at those bikes for a while now and I want to get one.
How's your bike riding going?
Well, it's a little cold now, so I'm not doing it as much. And I was having issues. Did I tell that story about? I think I did. How my bike wasn't starting for a while.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
It was the
yeah.
key
It was the
fob.
key fob. Yeah.
But yeah. So it's running. I just rode it yesterday to get gas. It's fine. It's just tough when it gets under 50 degrees to get out there consistently.
What's 50
I
degrees
know.
in real life units?
Give me non-America units.
10.
Like 5.
10. Yeah, 10 is a bit. Yeah, that's a bit cold.
Yeah, once it gets under that, I know if Nomad or Advanced Air are in here, they're probably like, "You coward." But it's tough out there. And then I don't think car drivers really look out for bikes in the winter as much over here. So
No man's
dangerous.
exact words in the chat just before you said that was "try daily riding a bike, puss."
yeah, exactly.
So you're looking? Do you think you're gonna buy another bike?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to sell the Harley. I want to get a Triumph Bonneville T120, like I said. That's a British, from British origin. I don't know if they even make them in England anymore. But
Probably not.
yeah, I don't know. But they're just gorgeous bikes.
Get a
love 'em.
Bruff. Get a Bruff.
Get a Bruff.
Yeah.
What the
Bruff
hell?
Superior.
No, I will not be doing that.
So you're asking him to ride a Bruff.
Right. Yeah.
We didn't get any pictures in New York for a reason.
There weren't any reasonable ones that we could have put up.
Yeah.
that is a gorgeous bike. That is definitely a gorgeous bike.
Yeah, I want to
agree.
get one so bad. It's a little bit more powerful than my bike. Well, almost significantly more powerful. So more comfortable probably for longer rides. So
Oh, they are still made in the UK. Triumph, I guess.
Ah,
Interesting.
there you
So
go.
one of the rare things that we actually still make.
nice. Good for you guys.
And yeah, you've got your beard back.
I do, yeah. This during the month of November, this is untouched right
Yeah.
now. That was my November growth plus a week. And then this I was doing like every week, every 2, maybe twice a week, and I've just let it kind of trim up for the
So
past.
the new lady's
for
okay
today.
with it then.
Yeah, she likes it actually. So it's staying.
Josh hadn't said anything in a while. Any car updates from Josh? Raving asks in the chat.
Wow. I swear that's not an alt of mine. Yeah. So
You're welcome.
yeah. So a while ago, I talked about getting my car MOT'd or checked for legal road safetiness. And like, yeah, you guys went through it all, and there was a quote from that podcast that I hadn't forgotten all this time, and I finally decided to do something about it. And
I've forgotten the entire conversation, so you're gonna have to remind me.
Right? Okay. Well, so when we went through it, Nos looked through all of the things that were all wrong, and one of the things he said was, "Oh yeah, the battery. Yeah, you should replace that." And I'm just like, "Okay, how long should I leave it?" And he said, "Oh well." What was it like? It will only ever give out at the most inconvenient time. Your car won't start at the most inconvenient time.
I've experienced
something like that. You said, yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do. Yeah, I'll put it. I'll do all that eventually. Well, it's been getting
yes, you will.
it's been getting colder here. And yeah, the last time I drove my car like a few weeks ago before this. It was like I'd push the start button and it'd go, and all the lights would dim in the car, and the car would go and just barely start. And I was like, better change the battery now. So like the other night, I think it came up on stream and we were talking about how it was cold. So I was like, the other day, I was like, oh yeah, I should do that. So I decided that I was just gonna take it to Halfords, which is like a UK car brand mechanic thingy here. I was going to take it there, and I was just going to be like, look, just put a battery in, be done with it. So after stream a couple days ago, I was like, okay, I'm just going to get up and do it because I got time. I got after stream, went to my car, pressed the button, and all of the lights just went off and nothing happened. And I was just like, oh shit! And I sat there pressing it, and just nothing. It was like. Pressing the start engine button turned the car off. Right? It was like, oh, crap.
That's classic.
Yeah, so I was like, of course, all the car has to do is start one more time on this battery, and I was on the way to replace it. So I was like, of course this would happen. It would never happen any other time.
I mean, you've experienced it now. You've experienced exactly what Nos said. Has any car driver not experienced that? Like, at least if you're not getting a new car. We
experienced that with the truck before we traded it in. Like the last time Mavis tried to take it to work, even with all of its issues, she went out there and nothing. I was like, time to trade it in. We got to get. So we had to jump it off to take it to dump it on this car dealer.
God. Well, yeah, so I was just like, okay, well, what the hell do I do now? Because I need the car over, like, Christmas and stuff. So I went to Halfords, like, without the car, obviously. And I was speaking to them. I was like, yeah, do you do, like, home installations? And he was like, oh, we do, but it's not for, like, a week or two. We're all booked up because it's getting cold.
Just a battery, bro. You got it. You got this.
So that's what he said. So he was like, oh, if you're confident enough, you could just change it yourself. And I was just like, okay, I was like, I guess I will. So,
what is y'all's car culture over there? It just seems so strange and non-existent. Yeah, it's a battery.
I haven't owned a car my entire life.
I mean, I wouldn't have the first idea how to change a battery in a car.
Yeah, see?
If they said that to me, I would be like, oh yeah, I've got no idea what I'm doing.
Just hook it up.
So it's like,
I could probably look at it on YouTube and then I'd see, oh, if it's easy, and I'd give it a go. Like, I'm not incapable of doing it if I don't. But it's I don't know how to do that right now, and I'd have to look it up.
If you can turn a wrench, you can change a battery.
It was relatively easy. All you have to do is make sure you unscrew the positive terminal first, then tap it against the negative to make sure it's not live. No, I'm joking.
I'll just go test that out right now.
I was waiting for someone to say correct me. No, you take the negative off first. As long as that's off first, you're all right. And don't touch them together.
50-50 chance it either works or explodes.
Yeah. But like, so I take the battery in it. It's getting dark here by like 4 p.m. or whatever I was doing it. Mm-hmm. So I unscrewed the old battery. That's fine. I kept the metal bits apart, didn't zap myself. I did have a metal spanner though, so I was very worried. I was like gingerly touching it, just like, is it going to shock me? I've never done this. I'm fine. So I unscrewed it, took that battery out, put the other battery in, but then it was getting super dark, and when I tried to put the connector on the contact on the battery, the contact was like twice the size as the old battery's contact point on the new battery, and I was assured it was compatible with my car. So I was like, oh fuck. So I just left that battery in my car because it was too dark. So I came back. I came home, and then the next morning, I felt really rough, but it was going to be raining all day. I had like an hour window in the morning to do it before it starts pissing down with rain. And then like I don't want to be messing around with a battery in rain. That's like the opposite of what you want. But yeah, so I clambered out of bed, felt really terrible, went out there, but turns out I can just take out, it has like an adapter that was on the battery already, so I took that off and then I just screwed it in. And now my car works perfectly fine. Yeah, so
there you go. Good for
changed
you.
the car battery, easy peasy.
Good job.
Very good.
Your master mechanic, Josh, who
Yeah,
moves over here.
I was covered in like grease and stuff that I definitely I definitely applied more grease to those contacts and the screws. Don't you worry. Didn't
I've
just leave
probably
it for the
done
next
more
person.
complicated things than changing a battery with my cars over the years, but like I don't know, just something I've never had the need to change it myself. It's always just been done at with a mechanic at a certain time. But I would worry that I would do something wrong and just destroy the car or myself.
Yeah.
Or, like,
and I was worried that like the car was going to have some sort of like a DRM is the word that comes to mind. Like I turn it on and it's just like, oh, I lost power, so fuck you. I'm gonna not start now or whatever, right?
No, it's just your clock will reset and maybe your presets on your radio.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. But the guy at Halfords was like, oh, your car doesn't have stop, does it? I was like, what? I don't know what that is. So you know when a car pulls up to traffic lights and turns itself off,
mine
turns itself back on.
It's trash. It's garbage.
If a car has that, Halfords will not help you.
Oh, really?
That's what it's like. I'm like, okay, like,
that's funny. Take it to the dealer.
Yeah. So yeah, I managed to do that. But yeah, that was a fun time.
The chat are doing all the segues today. Speaking about things exploding in Josh's face, PC story, please.
Yeah. So while I figured out electrics in a thing I've never done before in a car, my computer, which is a thing I've built several times for many people, and I'm super confident in, and I know exactly what I'm doing, like happily do anything in a computer. The other day, during Black Friday, I finally pulled the trigger on becoming a professional streamer, and I bought a gaming PC. So I have two PCs now. I have the gaming PC and the streaming PC.
Great.
It is a better situation.
Oh my god, it's so much better. I can play things at 144 frames a second, and it's so not janky anymore.
Yes.
I've got screen tearing issues, but that's another problem. But anyway, that was all fine. So chat never notices. Just don't mention it. It's fine. But yeah, I built the PC on my second account stream, which was fun. Like I just did it first time, no issues. You know, I've done this a million times. Like, it's always fun when you press the power button and it turns on and you got it first try.
Yeah.
But I built that. But then, like a couple of days later, my stream PC must have got jealous or something because I was sat here. I'll give you the link for the clip there. But I was sat here just streaming some casual Minecraft, and like my stream PC, I'm just sat here and I'm like, I smell something weird. Let me get up and close the door because it's getting a bit. I don't like that smell. Like Faye must be cleaning or something. And then I sat here and I'm like, it's a bit smoky in here, isn't it? And then I realized there's just smoke billowing out from my stream, my old PC, which I haven't done anything to other than remove the GPU. So I was that clip is just me like realizing there's just fire like coming out of my PC.
I'll play it now.
Play the clip. You can sort of, if you look at the camera as I get up, you can see smoke that billows across the camera. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, why is there smoke?
I've been sat there for like ages. I'm like, why is this smell and this smoke?
You can see the smoke going across.
Yeah. My whole room is just full of smoke.
Dude.
Yeah. So I just jumped down there and like once I figured out what's happening, I ripped the power cable out of my computer, and that's when the stream goes off, obviously. I was just like, what the fuck? So, let me find some pictures. But it turns out my DVD drive that I have in my computer, because I play really old games, so I need a DVD drive. Let me find these pictures. It turned out that my DVD drive just decided to melt the SATA cable that was connected to it.
Ugh.
I don't know why. Here's a bunch of pictures, loads of them. But like, look how bad this was. It was like properly on fire. Thankfully, it put itself out once I unplugged the computer. But yeah, it was just my DVD drive just decided to set itself on fire today.
Jeez.
Look at this.
Crazy.
It just completely melted, and I think it was the SATA cable because that's where all the smoke, the soot on the DVD drive is from.
At least it was only the DVD drive. It's sort of the most easily replaceable component.
Yeah,
of the whole
Exactly.
thing.
It was the furthest part away from anything else. My computer is fine now, I hope. It hasn't set anything else on fire since then, but it was just totally gone and melted. It was crazy. So, yeah, that was a thing that happened to me on stream. Just my PC just caught fire with me sat here. But yeah, so I took the power cable out. That was it attached to. I took the SATA cable out. I took the DVD drive out. And I just chucked them away. Like, I'm not even going to mess around trying to do anything with this.
Were you using the DVD
No,
player at
I hadn't
all?
used DVD
Yeah.
drive for ages.
Yeah.
I mean, it had a San Andreas DVD in it. But, like, it wasn't like I was using it. I wasn't, like, reading the disc or anything. I was playing Minecraft. And it just caught fire.
It's a good point that, like, it's a good job you were actually in the room when that happened.
Yes.
Like,
Exactly, yeah.
if you just left
like,
it on rendering a video or something like that and you didn't come back for hours.
Yeah, rendering videos, uploading videos. Like, leave my computer on all the time doing that stuff. So I'm glad it happened when I was sat here, but
damn,
God, that was terrifying. So yeah, that was the thing that happened to me the other day.
Any other life updates from anybody?
No.
Or should we go on to our regular segments
I don't think
before everything
regular
burns down in
segments.
my house? All right. Well, gaming news. The Game Awards just happened.
Jeff.
Oh yeah.
And I saw a lot on Twitter this morning about the winner in the sports game category was Forza Motorsport. Not many people were happy about that.
Let's go.
Well, I mean, what else is there?
Oh,
What were the other nominees?
EA Football Club 2024.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it probably
Yeah,
shows
what,
the
2K,
death
which is terrible, Madden, which is terrible, FIFA, which is terrible. Like, might as well give it to Forza. At least it's I don't know.
Pickens. F1 Manager.
I saw a tweet that showed the Steam ratings of all the games that were up for that category, and it was hilarious because Forza was the lowest, but it won.
Jesus.
But supposedly everyone's been lamenting Forza Motorsport and can't believe that it won because it's supposedly half baked and
It
not
won.
a good game.
It also won like most accessible game, I believe.
I did.
It did, and I think Street Fighter should have won that. But
Well, Forza, it literally just plays itself if you put the settings on. So,
yeah,
what's more accessible than watching?
Here we go.
Go around.
the sports/racing game category was EA Sports FC 24, F1 23, Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and The Crew Motorfest.
Okay, so I have the Steam ratings for popular 2023 racing games. F1 23 is 87%, Hot Wheels 2 is 80%, The Crew Motorfest is 77%, that's on Metacritic, WRC 73%, Lego 2K Drive 60%, Forza Motorsport 39%, and Super Wooden GP2 93%. I still haven't played that, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
the Game Awards just seem not very good. I didn't watch it, but it seems to be some questions.
I have never watched it, and I'm never. I was saying
did
this in the
watch it.
pre-show, but I'm vindicated every year that I don't watch it because every time it seems to be the same. It's just all ads.
It doesn't help that it's on at like 4 a.m. for us.
Yeah.
I will say, I am excited about Hello Games. I mean, they did the same thing where they're like, oh, this is the most ambitious thing.
Yeah, I saw that one meme of like Walter White screaming in the car, like, "No, Sean Murray, don't overpromise on your video game again."
Wait, did they release did they announce a new game?
They did, and
did.
it seems insane. Like, if my understanding of what they showed and what he was trying to explain,
I haven't even seen this, by the way.
is correct, it's going to be like one of the most insane games of all time, in a way.
That's
depending
what
on how
everyone
you
thought
look at
about No Man's Sky. like 10 years ago.
So the idea of the game is No Man's Sky was the universe and all these procedurally generated planets and whatnot. This is just a planet to scale of like the Earth. And it's everyone's playing online at the same time. So essentially you would just build up Earth from nothing, which is insane to me. Just people
like a virtual
cities.
world, like an actual virtual world.
Yeah, like a literal virtual world.
They quoted it as the first real open world, with mountains that are literally miles tall.
Yeah.
I mean, if everything's to scale, and it'd be
insane. You could have like civilizations that are never found by other players, like the Amazon rainforest or something, which would be crazy.
I mean, on the one hand, you would think that they'd learned a lot over the last 10 years of doing No Man's Sky and developing that and realizing what they can and can't do and can and can't say. But on the other hand, there's a lot of, like, he said a lot of things about No Man's Sky before that came out. So.
It was the fact that at the Game Awards he said, "Oh, this is absolutely, it's going to be one of the biggest games. It's the new open world, and oh, by the way, the whole team's here, all 12 of them." Oh no!
Yeah. Don't say you've only got 12 people when you're trying to create an entire world.
Sega stuff too. Sega's back. They're gonna make a bunch of games remakes.
Yeah, I was really interested in that. That was a super cool announcement.
Yeah, Crazy Taxi is coming back.
Revenge of Shinobi, Golden Axe.
They had Sonic Rings. They had Sonic Rings in the trailer, so Sonic Adventure 3 battle, maybe, please. That'd be sick.
Interesting.
But the most important was Pony Island 2.
Yeah, obviously.
Pony Island 2 is coming. Can't wait. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be a mindfuck. I like the first one was. I'm ready for it.
They also announced a remaster of Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons as well. Not a remaster, a remake, a full remake. Although the footage they showed looked very much like a remaster rather than a remake. It just looked a bit more modern. But
I don't even remember anything about that game now. I know that I've played it, and I know that there's a playlist, an upload on the second channel, but I can't remember anything about it.
That's probably a good thing because it's coming out in February. So if you do want to play it, it's the one where you play two characters with one controller.
I remember that.
Each character. Is
I remember the end
of the
tree. I don't want to play that again.
Play it again. It's good to feel feelings.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but my only recollection of it is that Total Biscuit loved it. He absolutely loved the game. So
I loved it too. It's a great, like the control system is genius and genuinely like ties your brains in knots sometimes, but like in a satisfying way. And yeah, story beats are like oofed.
You've almost got to look at indie games for the last like 10 years to see proper good games, like in terms of actual gaming experiences and not just the AAA shite. For the most part, I know there's the anomalies in that, but like for me, most of the game playthroughs I've done have been indie games, and they've been incredible experiences over the years. It's a shame that AAA can't do that outside of like Rockstar or PlayStation exclusive kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like the last single player game that I was really impressed with. I mean, you got like the Yakuza games that are still very high level, top notch, but
yeah.
I've never played any actually. There's always been something that I feel like I should have played and would have enjoyed, but I've never given them a chance.
I don't know if you'd like them, but they're very good.
Yeah.
So
they're very, very funny. Like
right.
Like
great for content.
Surprisingly funny.
Yeah.
For example, the new spin-off one that's coming off, Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth, they just added a whole Animal Crossing to it. So you can play Animal Crossing in it, except you're like the main character from the game is the main character, and you'll get people in animal costumes coming to try and beat you up while you're building stuff. And it's like, it's a free update for the game. It's like, it's just absolutely ripping the piss out of Animal Crossing at every stage. It's hilarious.
Anyone got any other gaming news, or should we wrap up our last few regular topics?
There was Starfield news, which was quite funny. Yeah,
I forgot it existed.
Apparently, Starfield's Bethesda's social department wasn't too happy with the Steam reviews that the game was getting. So they went on to the negative Steam reviews and basically told every player why they were wrong.
Always a great strategy.
So let me see if I can...
But some of their takes were so brain dead as well. Like, I'm finding it boring. And then they would respond with like, there's so much to do. Why don't you jump on the Starfield Discord and ask other players what they do to keep it entertained? It's like, no, make an entertaining game.
Well, in an effort to create a realistic experience, you do know that most of space is empty, much like a video game.
Right, so a developer response into frustration with fast travel making the universe feel much smaller. The response was, given the immense size of Starfield, we felt it more sense to be able to use your grav drive to jump to other solar systems. The option to fly freely among planets is still there, and you can travel from one planet to another and land without needing to open your map if you choose to use your scanner. However, for an expedition like a solar system traversal, jumping is necessary. Remember that fast travel also has its perks, as you can do so quickly when trying to complete quests, and it will always be given visual of your ship launching and landing, thus being able to appreciate all the little details that make your customized ship look unique.
I feel when I heard a lot of these responses,
that's
I
what
assumed
fast travel is. Thanks.
I assumed that they did AI or something to give some responses, because it doesn't read like any real person would speak.
Oh yeah, that's ChatGPT for sure.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh man.
So somebody said the game's abundance of quest and buildingless planets is designed to create a sense of overwhelming vastness to make you feel small. And they said, we're sorry that you do not like landing on different planets and are finding many of them empty. The intention of Starfield's exploration is to evoke a feeling of smallness in players and make you feel overwhelmed. You can continue to explore and find worlds that do have resources you need or hidden outposts to look through.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's you know what? That's made me rethink my review. I'm going to put a positive review on. Thank you for clearing that up for me.
Yeah, Starfield just wasn't that good really in the end, was it?
No.
Nope.
I didn't last long enough.
Well, listen, if you actually listen to what Bethesda say, maybe you would change your mind on that.
Yeah.
Please let us convince you.
Yeah.
that you're wrong.
I'm hungry,
We're
bro.
right. Change
This
your
was a
review,
good
please.
one. Let's look at the one that did my posted. Let's see.
Greetings. We are sorry to hear Starfield didn't live up to your
That's
expectations.
right.
Some of Starfield's planets are meant to be empty by design,
That's the
but that's
one I
not
saw.
boring. When the astronauts went to the moon, there was nothing there. They certainly weren't bored.
Oh no!
You hate to see it,
Yeah,
really,
I hate
don't
to
you?
see it. I know, right?
That's why we need a golfing mini game in Starfield. A low grav golfing mini game.
Now you're on to
You got
something.
me. Yep. Yes. Yes. Please.
This is what I'm saying, though. Like, it sounds like an AI would write something like that. Like, no human would ever write that and assume it's a reasonable thing to post on a negative review, surely. Anyway.
Yeah. That's
Racing Corner.
Maxi Verstappen.
He dominated, yes, that is true. Yeah. It is crazy, their level of domination this year. Like, more so than
It's
any other
absurd.
team or driver ever.
Don't list the stats. I'm so sick of hearing about the stats. 1,000 laps, the highest win percentage, the biggest gap to second place. What else was there? The most laps. He finished every lap. He didn't miss a single lap.
Only 2 other drivers have ever done that in a season.
Oh God, I don't know.
That was
One constructor's
exciting,
by himself.
That last race, the last race between Ferrari and Mercedes, that for second place.
Yeah,
was
that
pretty,
was fun. Yeah.
It was pretty entertaining.
You watching Formula One? What's that all about?
My girlfriend is into Formula One.
Really?
So I had to get
So you're having to get into Formula One finally.
every Sunday we were laying in bed watching.
Yes.
This is it, Motorsport Corner. It's coming back. Racing Corner.
Racing Corner. Nos is good out. Nos, you're the only one who's going to be the odd one out? No, not Hammer doesn't watch it, does he? Still, there could be 3 of us, not just me and Josh. This is the start. This is it. This is like how
initially you're just watching it for her, so you know what's going on. But then eventually you'll be properly into it. Give it a couple of seasons.
I'm gradually seeing what's happening here. Ned Luke's going to come on. He'll be like, "Oh, I fucking love F1," and then Ross will be booted straight from the podcast.
Luke is our new host.
Yeah. That's fine. Look, if I get replaced by Ned Luke, that's fine. I'll accept that. I would also replace myself with Ned Luke. So. But in personal Racing Corner news, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour kart race next year.
Whoa!
Is
it
24-hour kart race?
Yep.
Is it that one that Jimmy does?
Yeah.
Oh,
Buckmore,
cool.
24 hours.
Buckmore, that's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually the sign-ups for it went live on Tuesday during my stream where I was discussing the trailer, and that the GTA trailer was going to release like 2 p.m. or whatever, and the sign-ups went live for it at 10 a.m. So I thought, I'll sign up for that, then I'll do the trailer later on. But obviously the trailer got released early because of the leak. So as soon as I woke up, I started streaming to talk about the trailer. And I didn't think it would take that long because I started streaming at like 8 a.m. or something, and I was still going at 10. So I had to stop my stream. I didn't stop the stream, I just left it running, but I stopped doing what I was doing so that I could sign up for this 24-hour kart race, because they said that last year all the sign-ups were taken in 7 minutes, I think.
Wow.
So everything was gone quick. This year, they have added more team slots, and it was gone in 1 minute 27 seconds. So
Jeez.
I'm glad that I decided to do it during the stream. But yeah, we are officially booked on and signed up.
Do you know who you're with?
That's awesome.
So there's 5 of us at the minute, and we're planning to do 8 people. So we'll all do 3 hours each, 1.5 hour stints, 8 hours, 12 hours apart.
Cool.
But a lot of the people who are racing at the moment are those who I race with at the track. Callum Cleet, who's Andrew Penfold. Those are names I've brought in from the real life racing series in the past. Those are going to be racing there. So, Smithy 112 is going to be racing as well.
If he was going to be there.
So, and your 8th driver is Ned Luke. He's just doing everything. But no, it should be fun. I've never done a 24-hour. None of us have ever done a 24-hour race. So yeah, it's going to be a unique experience, a real life 24-hour race.
Yeah, cool.
So you're just gonna do 4 guys for the first 12 and then go to sleep or something? Well, how does that work?
No, so it'll be an hour and a half each person.
Yeah.
Going through all 8 people, and then that'll be the first 12 hours, and then just repeat that for the second 12 hours.
Okay.
So it's like 12 hours in between the start of each stint per person.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you were gonna do.
So whoever drives first will drive in the middle as well.
Yeah. That's the general idea. People might want to do it differently, but that's the basic strategy at the moment.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were going to do 2 shifts in the first 12 hours, but I guess that makes sense to...
Yeah, I think we're going to need the time to recuperate and rest before we go out for our second stint, to be honest. But Yeah, it should be fun, and I'll obviously be making a video about it. Maybe I'll stream from there or something. There's going to be plenty of time where I'm not racing. So,
does Tony know how to fix carts?
I think he probably would, but we're using the rental carts at the track, so we don't need to worry about that.
Oh, okay. They have 24-hour breakdown stuff there.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to be manning the circuit for the full 24 hours. So
yeah, true. That's true.
Jeez.
Yeah, pit stops, refueling, changing
what
drivers.
If you get a bad cart though? That would
I know.
suck for 24 hours. Oh, I can see the Bruffy video now. So I got a bad cart. It's like
You gotta smuggle in octane booster for the gasoline in the cart.
At least Josh could change the batteries if you need to.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I would imagine that they will do the most of the servicing on the carts and trying to make them as even as possible right before the 24-hour race. The track up here, the track up here doesn't have that, so they just let them go to seconds a lap off the pace. But I would imagine that there won't be quite that big of a difference.
Yeah, sure.
We'll see. But yeah, it should be fun, and it's live streamed as well. The full coverage of it is live streamed and commentated on for certain parts of it as well. So I'll be able to put out that stream. I don't know when I'm going to drive yet, but it should be a fun weekend.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's the last weekend in April though, so we'll have to. Normally we do the podcast on the fourth weekend of the fourth Saturday of the month, so we'll have to figure out a different day for the podcast.
No, I'll do it at the track. You're only driving for an hour and a half.
Theoretically, I probably could, yeah. Might be a little bit too much setup though.
No, just send me your OBS stuff and I'll stream. And you just use.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah, I can just come in. Yeah, you can run the stream and I just join.
Hell yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, interim host.
Yeah, the camera situation is I'll be using my helmet camera when I'm in, but they also at Buckmore Park have mounts on the carts themselves, so I'll be able to actually finally use the GoPro that Xerxes bought me as a Christmas present 5 years ago, because I was going to go back and do the track, racing at the track, and then suddenly they were banned again. I'll finally be able to use it for something. So yeah, that's in April. And speaking of races that we are doing, but one that's a lot closer, Josh, is winning Speedrun Corner now.
Yeah, we're to Speedrun Corner. So I'm a few months ago, I ran a massive community San Andreas 90% race. Did I talk about it here? I don't remember. But it was
So I did not get to participate because you did not choose the time slot that worked for me.
But when you said massive, I thought that wasn't it I thought it was 8 people or something, or was that one you did before?
No, that was a different one. No, this one.
Oh, okay.
This one last time we had 160 something signups, 136 signups.
I don't think you talked about this on the podcast, unless my memory's this bad. But I mean, I am getting older. I'm 34 nearly, but.
Okay, well, yeah, I just organized a massive 80% community race of San Andreas, so a speed run race, which is so speed runs. If you've watched them at marathons or whatever, it was someone who will sit down and go from start to finish in the timer runs or whatever, and you try to get the best time you can. But a race is everyone will start ideally at the same time, and you see who finishes first, right? So it's more of a community thing. It's originally why I got into speedrunning, because I thought that concept was cool and it was fun. But yeah, it's been kind of dead recently, so I've been trying to bring it back. So yeah, last time I organized this massive race, I took a Google sign up form. People filled in their information, where they were going to stream it, when they were available, and all that stuff. I collected all the data, decided when to do it. I made tools for my OBS to help me. I had 4 slots on my stream, and we were commentating people's runs. Yeah, it was great fun. It was really good. It was such a massive success that everyone was just "Yo, do this again!" So I'm doing it again.
Are there any prizes for the winners?
No. So there's 2 ways you can do this. I don't remember if I mentioned this. Well, I use a class system, multi-class motorsport. So I ask a bunch of questions about you, like, oh, I'm a current runner of San Andreas, and my time is this or whatever.
Right.
Never played the game and stuff like that. So I put people into classes so they can compete with like people similar skill to them. But yeah, I there's two ways I can do it. I can either do it super casual, where there's no rules enforced. We just have a good time, do it fun, but then I can't really give prizes out because people will take the piss if I do that or cheat or whatever. But then the other way I can do it is, super serious, but with prizes. But I'd only do it with like fast runners for that. But I'm hosting another one. If you head on over to race.joshmus.com, which is a real website, you get linked to a massive information post. Don't ask me any questions before you read the information post, because the answer is there. I know it is. Thank you.
What if I have a question that is not answered?
Well, then you can ask me. But on that page, there's a big sign up now link, and it takes you to a Google form. And in the Google form, it says there's like 6 pages of questions, but there aren't. It's a lie. It's not that big a form. You fill out your information. All I really need is like your history of the game and when you can stream and what stuff like that. But you can join the race. We currently, this is absolutely astounding to me. Let me find the stats. I need to check it again.
Can you do performance enhancing drugs for this?
go for it. There's no rules like that. Go for it.
It's 80%. So
let's go.
80%. I have currently 343 signups.
Damn.
Wow.
Which is like insane, like more than last time. And tonight I'm going to lock in the dates, because this form's been open for ages and people want to know when it's happening. But I'll give you a preview now. It looks like probably the winner by a big margin will be Saturday the 6th of January at 10 a.m. CET, which is that 9 UK?
Yeah.
Sorry, Americans again. But that is 49% of people can do that date. So this happened last time where only like 50% of people could turn up. So that 343 number would probably have 150, 170 probably people actually turn up. But that's still an insane amount.
Still
that's
many
awesome.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, this will be like one of the biggest speedrun races ever.
That's so cool.
So I have to, so I'm going to have a commentary team with me. I'm going to hopefully have some people helping me scout all the streams to find out like if anyone's doing something cool. And I do like a big stream of it and commentate over all the stuff that happens, and we have a great time. So if you want to try a speedrun, you don't need to know any tricks. Like I said, it's multi-class. So literally one of the options is I'm just here for fun and I have no intention of finishing, right? Like if you just want to dick about, go for it, right? If you've played
that would
SA
be my
before,
category. I mean, I've literally just finished San Andreas and it took me God knows how many hours to do it, so I'm not speedrunning anything.
Yeah, there's like loads of different classes. So we're all skill levels. We have world record holders in here, but we also have like, people who just watch streams and stuff. So it's going to be the biggest race ever. So I'm still promoting that. I need to keep the hype going for like 6th of January. It's ages. I've got 11 months.
Today is the last day, right? Did you say what day it's actually going to be?
So today's the last.
49% people can do.
Yeah, today's the last day. I will change the dates of your sign up. So you could still sign up in future, but the date will be set. I won't consider your opinion on dates. So
your opinion is invalid.
Exactly after this. So if you want to get in, sign up, and you might appear on my stream, but maybe not because there's fucking hundreds of you now. So that might not happen, but some people will. So that'll be cool. That's that. That's
cool.
Speedrun news. I made my own speedrun news because there wasn't any. There you go.
Right, I guess that's it. Nos is falling asleep when now that he has to go like a double shift, so
I gotta go do it.
It's going to be a great day for you. I'm going to relax for the rest of the night, then enjoy my birthday tomorrow.
That must be nice, bro.
But this is the last podcast of the year, so Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year. We'll hopefully see you all in 2024. One of us will probably be missing because that's normally how these things go. It'll probably be RDT.
Hey, knock it off.
The reason that we've done this one earlier than we were going to is RDT's fault, and he almost didn't show up at the start of this. So
That's so not true. He's always going to show up.
55 it was, 5 minutes before we started.
I said in the pre-show, my contract says 10 a.m. Talk to my union rep. I'll say it again. I don't get paid overtime. All right, time and a half.
Hey.
All right. Thank you guys very much for watching us all through the year, and we'll see you next year. Do you want to say goodbye, guys?
Goodbye, guys.
Happy New Year.
2023.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye.